Steeler Nation, what's going on? It's your man KevEze here, joined by my guy Dread. He got his Laker drip on, you know what I'm saying? Represent, you feel me? You already know I got the Steeler pen, so you know I'm representing, you feel me? But this is Steelers for 7 podcast, episode 133. The guys, it's time to right the ship. It's time to put on your big boy pants. It's time to make things happen. You can't have us waiting for another week. Come on, man. If anything, this need to be like that 2005 Steelers, man. After losing like 3 straight, Jerome Bettis, Chicago, snow, running over Brian Urlacher, which is like you can't tell a story of the NFL without showing that play. You feel me? Yeah. And then the Steelers end up going on a crazy streak, not losing again for the rest of the year and a winning Super Bowl. I don't know if that's going to happen this year, Dre, but it's possible. It's possible, man. What's going on with you, man?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm wearing, your boy reps the Lakers and the Steelers to the fullest. Let's hope both of them don't let me down this weekend. But anyway, going into this game, this is pretty much a must-win situation. Things are kind of looking up for us because TJ Watt's healthy. He's medically cleared. He's good to go. History shows that we have a very, very good track record against Indianapolis Colts. And if we don't win, then Mike Tomlin's going to be even more on that hot seat. And also, have you seen the AFC playoff picture right now? It is currently a 5-way tie. 5 teams in our conference have a 7-6 record, and they're all fighting for those 6 and 7 seed spots, the ones that the Steelers and the Colts both currently hold. So, yeah, this is a must-win game for us, bro.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. A whole lot of stuff going on this week. Big Ben said what he said on his podcast, footballing with Ben, saying the Steelers lost their way and, the coach is not passed down and whatnot. And I heard, I'm not sure. Man, I'm not sure who the source was, man. But they was talking about it, and they brought it up. They was like, yeah, a lot of the Steeler players that held the tradition of the Pittsburgh Steeler way, they left. The Stephon Tuitt's, Ryan Shazier, Mike Hilton, Bud Dupree, guys that learned from the guys, right. It seems like we let those guys go, and now we're trying to ride the Steeler way with new guys that don't know the Steeler way. The only people that know the Steeler way is the top 3 on defense. Cam, Mitch. I mean, not Mitch.
TJ,
Minka, and TJ. Those are the only guys that know the way. But you need someone on offense that know the way. Remember, we had an Alan Faneca. We had a David DeCastro. We had, Marquise Pouncey. We had Chef, which is Foster. You know what I'm saying? Ramon Foster. We had guys on offense. We don't have anybody. Big Ben passed it. He could have passed it to Deontay, but Deontay's not someone that's going to be able to step in front and be like, yeah, this is the Steeler way. That's not his character. He wants the ball. I thought Najee would have it. I feel like the Steelers may have pulled Najee from the captain spot too quick just to give it to Kenny. And I feel like Najee should be the captain as long as he's on his team. You feel me? But I don't know what's going on. I don't know why he lost it. I don't know. But I felt like it was just to get the quarterback, into the front. Like, yo, this is his team. Whereas, like, yo, when he gets ready, no one on offense can say, like, they won't just be like, hey, this is his team. He can have the team, I just think that it was forced. So it's like, we don't know. We don't know what's going to go on. But I know that Coach Tomlin he had his toes in the grass in practice at the drills, like specifically, both sides. But he was in offensive drills. You seen the clip. It went viral at different places, man. One of it being Steelers for 7 podcast on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. You're on it, watching it now. And if you're listening to this, you can watch, catch us on YouTube, man. But look, my thing is, do you think that our offense is going to put their big boy pants on, give us the effort we want, where we're able to win this game?
My Steeler loving heart says yes, but my football IQ and brain says no. And and see, this is what hurts me the most, bro. Is the fact that we have the talent, the fact that we got the necessary tools, the fact that we got the running game, the fact that we got these weapons, these flyers, these receivers on offense. And the thing is, our O line has a little bit of work. But the thing is, what hurts me the most is that we got all this talent and untapped potential, and all we have a problem with execution. And the thing is, the problem with execution is it starts with our QB, our backup QB, Mitch. As much as I would love to see it, is I just don't think he's going to have it in him to give us a full 60 minutes of football, the Steeler football that we need. I mean, and we still got, don't get me wrong, we've still got our running game. But thing is, can we rely on that ground and pound kind of game for 60 full minutes without both of the guys getting tired? That and the fact that our defense gets so much love, but our defense can't be on the field for 45 minutes while our
Right.
offense on the field for 15.
Right.
So as much as I hate to say it, I don't think our offense rises to the occasion. I think that it's going to be the Steelers defense show. And what we're going up against, like the Colts are no slouch. They're really not. They kind of in like a middle of the road limbo too right now with what they got going on. But Gardner Minshew, he's no slouch. They got a decent receiving core. Their running game isn't what it once was, but they can match up with us. But I just don't think that we can get a full 60 minutes from Mitch.
Yeah. See, and I think at this point, if we're relying on Mitch to do the things necessary to win this game, that's shame on the Steelers coaching staff, right? That's shame on the other players, right? I feel like guys have to collectively step their game up. The running game, I don't think the running backs will get tired, because with running backs, man, when they have a good game and they're effective, they hit another gear, especially guys like Jalen Warren and guys like Najee. Fourth quarter, if they're rolling in the first couple quarters, that fourth quarter is hell for the opposite defense. They don't know what to do. We just haven't had those opportunities because our offensive line ain't giving us that all game. It may be towards the second half of the game. It might be the first half of the game. It might be a quarter here and there. It's not the whole game, So I think we shouldn't be relying on Mitch. I want Mitch to play like Kenny, with occasional deep ball here and there. Just don't throw it to triple coverage unless George Pickens down there. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan Taylor is going to be out. He's going to be out for this game. I didn't expect him to play, period. But they were saying that he was going to play, Looking at the Colts here right now, the Steelers are favored. They still have to deal with what's his name, Zach Moss. Zach Moss he's pretty good, man. He's pretty good. He has more yards than Najee this year. Najee's our leading guy right now, and he's the backup. Granted he saw more games because of Jonathan Taylor and whatnot, but he's definitely not a slouch. So I feel like our defense they will have their hands full because you have guys like Pittman over there that can make plays, and they're going to probably lean on that run game to get Gardner Minshew like in some type of rhythm so he can start hitting and attacking us in the middle, man, and that'll be Pittman and the rest of the guys. As far as injuries, man, right now it's looking like Isaac is questionable, but it seems like he's going to play. We already know Kenny's out.
Yeah.
And they have offensive tackle Brandon Smith. He's going to be out. I'm not sure if he's a starter for them. And they have a Sagan Alubi. He's going to be out. He's a linebacker. Not sure his production or whatnot. But, yeah, man, the Colts is coming off, minus losing last week to the Bengals. They won a couple games straight, like maybe 4 more. The Steelers is a little rocky. I just think that the Steelers will have to enter this game wanting it more. And I don't think that's something that is not capable, you know? These guys have to come in here wanting it way more. And then I just honestly feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers is better on the road, man. Just better on the road. Because if you look at it, these last couple of years, whether it's Heinz Field or Acrisure Stadium, guys are not scared to play us there.
Yeah.
You know, they're not scared to play us there no more, man. But here's my question to you, right? Who gets that big challenge? Who are you challenging on the Pittsburgh Steelers? One player. Just give me one player that you calling out the challenge, giving them a challenge like, yo, you need to step up. We need whatever. You know, who's that one guy for you?
Oh, George Pickens. George Pickens, because without a doubt, because he's been vocal about him not being happy in recent weeks. And I bet you half of it is the way that the direction of the quarterback is going. It's like, well, I've made splash play after splash play this year with Kenny under center, and I'm not getting that same production with Mitch. And the reason why is because he doesn't have that much chemistry and that much reps with Mitch. So I understand the frustration, but he does have to get in position. So I'm going to be looking for him to make the big splash plays, and this will be the perfect game for him to do it.
Right. Okay. George Pickens, I hope you heard that, my boy. You know, you've been challenged by Dread. You heard? My challenge is going to go to Mason Cole. Dude, you have not been having your last couple games has been bad. Not terrible, but it's been bad. Not what we need, man, especially when we rely on you to be we rely on you to be the guy. We rely on you to be the guy to start this run game, to get the run game going. You know, without the center, without the push in the center, the other guys don't really matter. You feel me? If we can't get no push in the middle of the line, we're not going to get anything going. So Mason Cole, this is all on you. You have to you can't just talk that. You can't just talk that I got to be better. You know, you got to be better. You got to be better, man. You got to lead the charge, man. You can't give us bad snaps. You can't give us bad push, you know. And you got to make sure everybody's on point, man. We shouldn't have guys trying to double a man and end up not getting anybody. You know, like, so get these guys under control, man. The running game relies on you and the rest of the guys, but you in particular.
Keep those penalties under wraps too, because my God, in the last 3 or 4 games, we've been penalized a dozen times. Keep those penalties to a minimum.
Yeah, that's really, man. I think the penalties, I would like to put it on the coaching, man, but it's like, I feel you can put it on the coaches in college. I feel you can put it on the coaches in high school. But in NFL, these guys are getting paid. Y'all have to act professional, man. Y'all can't just be pros. You know, y'all got to be professional. Y'all have to do things the right way. Like the penalties, like those are all up here. That's all up here, man. Like that's all up here. You know, so like we can't have guys jump all sides. We can't have guys like Joey Porter Jr. I knew what we was going to get from him. I knew what we was going to get. You know what I'm saying? I knew we was going to get him to have some type of holding penalties and whatnot because his college tape told us that, right? But I was willing to accept it because he can cover, right? And you know, as he get older, it's going to be less. He's going to find better ways to not get caught using his hands and whatnot, man. And just if I can call somebody else out, it's going to definitely have to be Presley Harvin, man.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't make any sense that he's a 6'5", 250-pound kicker. You know, people are looking at him on special teams for him to get us in good position. Now, Presley Harvin, the first 3, 4, 5 weeks were great. He got us in tremendous field position.
Until he got hurt.
Until he got hurt, and then he's been kind of slacking. Yeah. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm looking for him to step it up too. Like I said, because he got us in great field position the first 3 or 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Because until our offense can get it together, he's the most important person. He's the most important person, man. Yo, still a nation, man. Technical difficulties, but we back. We back, you heard? But Dre, man, what's your key matchup for this game?
Ooh, my key matchup for this game. Let's see. I would say our O line versus their D line. Mitch is
Mm-hmm.
going to need, they're going to need prime protection if Mitch can even get somewhat of an inkling of his quarterback throwing game on. But yeah, that's my key matchup right there.
Okay. Mine's I'm gonna go with Joey Porter Jr. versus Michael Pittman. I think his name Michael, not sure, but Pittman for sure. Big body guy, you know. Would like to see what Joey Porter Jr. could do with a guy with some size on him, you know. Pause. But yeah, I would definitely like to see that, you know. Where you can get physical. They're not gonna call too many flags on you because it's gonna be physical out there, you know.
Okay.
Hopefully. You know what I mean? Hopefully, man. Um, it's still not over, man. Coach Tomlin is still catching strays all over the
Mm.
place, man. Dred, I said this, you know, before probably a few times, but man, like what's going on with our fan base, man? Like what? How can you characterize Steeler Nation right now?
Uh, it's kind of like a tug of war because you got the guys who are patient with Mike Tomlin, and then you got the guys who are ready to see him go. But as much as I hate to say it, it's like 60-40. It's 60% who is ready to see him out the door, and then 40% who is still holding down for him. Now, mind you, Mike Tomlin's contract is expiring at the end of the 2024 season. Basically, January 2025 is a contract will be over. Now,
Mm-hmm.
whether they renew him or not, it solely depends on if we can make a playoff run either this season or next. But I think that he catches a little bit too much heat. But thing is, he does deserve some of it only just because like you're the head coach. The guys, are in that locker room, they're looking to you for guidance. They're looking to you to try to make things happen. Now, it is on the player because he only has so much influence and control because that's what the players are there for. They play the game. It's like, hey, the only thing I could do is coach you, tell you what to do, give you direction. And if I see a bad call or if I see something with the officiating, then I could just go, over their heads and see what's going on with the officiating. But I mean, Mike Tomlin, he's for sure, he's been on the hot seat. If you ask some Steelers fans, he's been on the hot seat for about, I'd say 5 or 6 years now, ever since that 2017 debacle. Because if you ask any other Steeler Nation, anybody who's been a Steeler fan, 2017 was pretty much our year, but we got screwed over in more ways than one. And a lot of it, it does fall on us because we were supposed to execute. But man, the Steeler Nation, I mean, Steelers fans can be somewhat toxic, but hopefully, because guess what? The common goal is to win. Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to hoist that Lombardi trophy, and we want bragging rights for for the next year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the thing is, I've been a Steelers fan since 1999, 25 years. Well, yeah, going on 25 years. So I can understand. And it's been a 12-year drought, 13-year drought, something like that. But yeah, so the Steelers fans, I can understand where they're coming from. I just don't think that it should be all on Mike Tomlin's shoulder because we could be in a hell of a lot worse position than we are in. And if we give Mike Tomlin the boot, whether it be at the end of the season or next, it could be one of those be careful what you wish for type of situation because you never know who we're going to get next, and they could be a hell of a lot worse than Mike Tomlin.
Right. This is my thing with Steeler Nation, right? I think Steeler Nation just don't get it because it's a lot of people in this generation of Steeler fans that's coming up. All they know is Ben Roethlisberger.
Exactly.
And with Ben Roethlisberger winning his Super Bowl in his second year, and we're being a game away. Was it a game away the year
Yeah,
prior?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. The game away a year prior, then win the Super Bowl the second year, then win another Super Bowl a couple years after. You have it's a certain standard that's there that's not really logical. That's not really something that's sustainable. The only reason why I feel like Steeler Nation feel like it is and it's supposed to be is because the Patriots are down. But they're
Yeah.
also looking at the Patriots doing what they did for that long period of time. You can't find another team in history that did that, right? But Steeler Nation believes that this is the Steelers' chance because the Patriots are down. Not thinking the Ben Roethlisberger era is over.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys who plays for a team for over 15 years, when they retire or move on, that team normally crumbles. It's not often you're going to go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers right away and be able to carry that. You can't go to, from a Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck. But look what happened when Peyton Manning left. Significant drop off to get Andrew Luck, right? So it's like Steeler Nation is not understanding that it's supposed to be, we're supposed to actually be struggling losing our franchise quarterback. But we're going to end up with a better record. And this is me just assuming we win a couple more games. We're going to end up with a better record than we had last year and actually be in the playoffs, where that will be better than last year. So I'm like, I don't understand the Mike Tomlin hot seat, because I feel like after Ben retired, whatever happened with Ben and Mike Tomlin it's a part of history now. You can't, to me, I'm not judging him for what he did with Big Ben or the end of Big Ben's years, because that's it. That was the end of it, right? That's that part of the chapter of Steeler history that's gone, right? In the books, in the rafters, wherever you want to put it, in the museums. This is the after Ben era. This is year 2 of that. Yeah. In the first year, we're not top 5 pick. We was a game away from who we needed to win. We needed one team to win.
Jets.
Yeah, we needed the Jets to win, and I think they almost did. But we needed them to win so we could get in. So just imagine that you losing your franchise quarterback and you was really almost in the playoffs the next year. And then this year, you're really in the playoffs. And you've been in the playoffs most of the year, except for last week, like 2 weeks ago or whatever, last week or whatever.
But now we're in the 6th seed because we got some help. But now we're in the 6th seed because we got some help.
Yeah, right. So, but I'm saying even with the 2 losses we took last week, those are bad losses. You can judge Mike Tomlin on that. You can judge him on that because of the effort that the guys put out there. You can judge him a little bit. But the fact that even with those 2 losses, the Steelers can still finish the year with a better record than we had last year. So I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's a hot seat at all for Mike Tomlin. I think that's the Steeler Nation not seeing things clearly, so they just want to get Tomlin out of there. So I don't know, Dre. I don't know, man. I don't know. How you feel about that, man?
Yeah, you're right. Like I said, a lot of the Steelers fans are impatient because I think it's got a lot to do with either the old school fans and the new school fans, and then the whole Mike Tomlin versus Ben, them butting heads. And the thing is, like I said, I've been a fan for 25 years, and a lot of the guys are like, well, the old school fans are like, well, we're a dynasty built on winning. We're not used to going through growing pains. But then again, look at everything that we had to go through between Ben Roethlisberger and look at all the quarterbacks we had before him. And the thing is, we still actually managed to stay relevant. I mean, we had some dark times, but we still managed to stay relevant through all that. And the reason why is because of Steelers' reputation. Like, we've always had a scary defense. We've never not had a scary defense. And we've also had an above average running game.
It was a time period when we had a defense that was,
yeah.
But it was like 2012, between 2012 and 2014, something like that. It was horrible, man.
Yeah, it was horrible. Still bad. Yeah, it was still bad. But guess what? Even through all that, we still managed to stay relevant. We weren't a laughing stock
because we had that
league.
Offense, that high power offense. Young money crew.
Yes. And we had Hines Ward. We had Mike Wallace. We had Heath Miller. We had Big Ben in his prime. We had Rashard Mendenhall. Look at all those weapons that we had in those years.
Rashard Mendenhall, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Rashard Mendenhall. But yeah, man.
He needed chill. We not gonna blame Ben, bro. We gonna blame you because we feel like we could have won the game if you ain't do that right then and there. We
Oh
not
my!
gonna blame Ben, even though I low key feel like Ben should get a lot more blame in that Super Bowl. He ain't gonna get it because what he did to get us there. So you feel me? Like I'm you know. But shout out to Rashard Mendenhall. He's great. Ballers, the series Ballers is amazing. You feel me? That like when that was on, that was my shit right there. But yeah, but yeah, we had Rashawn Mendenhall. You can keep going.
I'm not saying like we on the offensive side of the ball, we were stacked. We finished like 11-5, 12-4 that year, and then we got bounced out of the playoffs by Tim Tebow and the Broncos.
Yo,
So yeah,
that and
that hurt.
Ike Taylor, man. Rest
He
in
got
peace
torched.
to what's my man name? That Thomas that scored,
Yeah,
Demetrius Thomas.
Thomas,
But
Demarius
he
Thomas,
put
yeah.
that
Demarius
was
Thomas, yeah.
Demaryius Thomas. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, he put that move on Ike, man. I was like, come
He put him in high
on.
school. I will never live that. I call that loss. We got Tebowed. We will never live that. I will never live that loss down, man.
Yeah, man. That was crazy, man. That was crazy. But shoot, like you said Mike Tomlin's contract is up after next year, right?
Yep.
I think that's a good amount of time to see what he gonna do. But I think that we're improving. So if next year we win the division, because we can kind of still win the division this year,
Oh yeah.
right? But say if we don't, we wild card. Next year we win the division, home playoff game. That's still better than the year before.
Oh, for
So
sure.
I don't get it. I don't get where Still a Nation coming from. And I think next year, we make the playoffs this year. Next year we do a little bit better. Mike Tomlin's gonna get another contract, man.
Exactly. Also, I think a really big part of it is the fact that Matt Canada's gone, so there's nobody else to take that on the chin. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like, well, your scapegoat Matt Canada's gone. You can't, he's not there anymore, so you can't fault him for calling bad plays. So the next best guy, the next guy to take the blame. Guess who? Mike
Yeah,
Tomlin.
they back on Tomlin, man. They back on Tomlin, man. But I do think Mike Tomlin needs an offensive coordinator with pedigree.
Sure.
I think that's the only way Mike Tomlin will be able to succeed because as much as he want to pay attention to the offense, he's not an offensive minded coach. Defensive minded coach. So you need, like Bruce Arians, man. I don't know what you're doing. Come out of retirement, come back. It's like, nah, he gonna get Kenny killed. But
especially with our line, yeah,
because he was getting Ben killed, yo. Ben was getting rocked, yo. Them Ravens games, he was getting rocked under Bruce Arians, man. Like it was crazy. But our offensive line wasn't up to par then. But man, okay, Dred. Let me ask you this, man.
fire away.
Who's going to be the guy? Who's going to be the reason the Pittsburgh Steelers win this game?
I think our secondary, well, not our secondary. I think our fronts, either Watt or Highsmith. I think the defense is going to take matters in their own hands this game. If you ask me who is going to be the guy to take it over on the offensive side of the ball, I think it's between Jalen Warren and Fryermuth.
Okay. Now, Dred,
Mm-hmm.
who will be the reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers lose this game?
Oh boy. I think it's either going to be on Mitch or it's going to be because our secondary ends up getting torched. One of those two.
Okay. I like no hesitation on them answers. With that being said, what's your final score? What's your final prediction for this game? Because we play tomorrow 4:30, Saturday game.
Saturday night football, man. Oh boy, I really didn't want to do this, but we got to keep it a buck on the show. I'm going to be 100% honest, Steelers bias aside. I say 24-17 Colts.
24-17 Colts. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think we're gonna drop?
Yeah,
Okay. You think we're gonna drop? So what will be the determining factor? What you said? Do you think like exactly what you said as far as the secondary and Mitch?
Yeah. because I don't trust Mitch in the clutch time. I mean, let's just say if I'm right and it's 24-17 with 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter and we get the ball back. Do you trust him to make a game-winning drive down the field?
Nah, I don't.
Exactly. I hate to say this. I really hate to say it because I love the Steelers, man. But I got to be honest. I don't think he has it in him to make a game-winning drive.
Okay. All right. I said on the Steelers chat hosted by Dave. Shout out to Dave for having me on. I said 30 to whatever I said. I was being hopeful, right? Because I was feeling hopeful on that show. I'm gonna be real. The Pittsburgh Steelers is gonna win this game because at this point, you don't want to be that one Pittsburgh Steelers team that's known for being soft. You don't want to be that Pittsburgh Steelers team that's mediocre. You know that's the most common word used for Mike Tomlin, right? Mediocre.
Mike, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they call him mediocre Mike on Twitter. It's ruthless. Jesus.
Yo, that's crazy though, Dre.
Yeah, people call him like, oh man, he's famous for being mid. Oh, he's mediocre Mike. He's fine with being 9-8 every season. Oh, for the love of God. And like I said, I've said it before, I'll say it again. He's not the average head coach because the average head coach would not have this Steeler team above 500 right now this season. They'd be a 4-win team or worse.
Like Deion's team.
Exactly. And that's what makes you mad about it.
Shout out to Deion. I ain't want to throw no strays, but yeah, man. I don't get it. That mediocre Mike on Twitter is absurd, bro. Like, it's just like the stuff they say, like, yo, y'all be too creative, but wrong. Like, yo, so I was about to say mediocre Mike. Look, Mike Tomlin hasn't had a mediocre years. Like, you can say it was times that, he was out-coached. But every coach get out-coached. Bill Belichick used to get out-coached by the Jets. You remember? Remember? The Jets used to catch New England crazy. Like when Rex Ryan and what's the kid, the butt fumble dude, Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez.
Like that era of Jets, they used to clip the Patriots with Tom Brady. So it's like, like guys can get out-coached, man. Like it happens. But still a nation just expect things that's not realistic sometimes, man. And you right? You said the older generation and the younger generation. I think our generation, the one that saw right before Ben, but we saw Ben. So we saw Ben. Like we understood the game and watched Ben. You feel me? So we know Ben wasn't great in the beginning. It took some time. If Ben was Kenny, everybody in their mama and daddy, grandpa, and uncle would say, get Ben out of town. Get Ben out of town. Ben ain't like, what is he doing? Like, he's not throwing, he's throwing, but like Ben was not great. Ben didn't become great until 2009. And this was after winning that second Super Bowl. This one, Ben was like, yo, we can win games because of him now. We don't have to rely on running in the defense and the occasional Ben throw. So it's like still a nation not patient enough. And they're not, and I don't think they understand it, man. He's saying mediocre Mike is crazy, yo. That's I think everybody that like the older generation that want Mike Tomlin going, they don't like Mike Tomlin for a specific reason. Right?
Which we say, yeah.
We know that. The younger generation, I feel like just are uninformed. Uninformed.
Yeah.
They just don't know.
They don't know any better. Exactly. Because like I said, they're so used to, Ben Roethlisberger and everything. And like I said, he's had his, he's clashed heads with Mike over the way the team should be run. And of course, Big Ben, like I love him to death. He's still talking like he was on the team. But at the same time, I think he does have the right to feel the way he feels, because if anybody would know how the team is run, it's him.
Let me stop you there real quick just to add this. You got to remember Ben. Ben was like, are you you used to watch wrestling, or do you watch wrestling? You understand? All right, me too. So you understand this, right?
Yeah.
Randy Orton in the beginning of his career
Yeah.
was a wild guy. And I'm not talking
Yeah.
about the character. I'm talking about him as a person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wild guy, to the point that he almost got fired,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy pass. But you look at Randy Orton today,
Yeah.
right now, you're like, yo, man, what a career. When he came back, everyone went crazy when he came back. You feel me? So it's like, that's like Ben. Early Ben, he been through some things, but Ben was never really the best leader. Probably
Yeah.
not until his last 3 years of football.
Yeah.
So like certain things that when like Ben is my favorite player.
Yeah.
He's my favorite quarterback ever. You feel me? It is because of what he did on the field. It's not just because of Steelers. It's really what he did on the field. He was a football player playing quarterback. But some of the things he say, I take it with a grain of salt because I'm like, you saying this hindsight, but in the fight, like in the midst of this, you'll be a part of this problem too.
Exactly.
So that I just wanted to get that out of there. I love Ben to death, but we know what's up with Ben, man. We we know what's up, man. But yeah, okay. So I did all that just to really think about my final prediction, man, and it's going to end up being Steelers is going to win this game. They're going to will this win, and it's going to be one of those games that hurt. It's going to hurt. The Colts is going to feel it, right? Still, some Steelers might feel it too, but it's going to be one of those games like, yo, it's a playoff game. It's a playoff game. Win or go home. And I don't think the Steelers is going to go home like this. So I got the Pittsburgh Steelers winning this game with a score of 24-9.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
I think it's going to be one of those things where the defense get like 2 turnovers, maybe 3 turnovers. Not scoring on any of them. I think I said defense score, yes, but whatever. The defense won't score, but I think our offense will have many opportunities to score. Boswell may get like 3 or 4 field goals, but we're gonna get them that 24 points, and we gonna limit them to 9 points, man. I just believe that this is the game. I think the Steelers snap into it because it's crazy. It's crazy. Like when Coach Tomlin, his feet in the dirt in practice, telling Jalen Warren, yeah, especially, you feel me, like addressing people. We not losing this game, man. I got faith in Mike T, man. I know Mike T not perfect. I feel like his press conferences, he just give us straight BS nowadays. He don't keep it tall no more. But I think he's just tired of the media asking certain questions, man. Because when the media do ask Coach Tomlin some good questions like about football, he gives a good answer,
Yeah.
But when it comes to that gossip type stuff, Coach Tomlin don't be keeping it tall, man. But it's all good though. It's all good, man. One time for Mike Tomlin. Dread, salute to you for being on this thing. You feel me? Like I said, pardon the little interruption, and y'all probably wouldn't even know it was an interruption if I edited the way I wanted to edit it. You feel me? I probably wouldn't even know. But I'm gonna be an honest guy and say it was some technical difficulties in the middle of this thing. But we good though. We good though, man. But this is Steelers for 7 podcast, episode 133. It's almost 8:00. You feel me? So you already know what I'm about to watch, Dre. It's almost 8:00. So
SmackDown.
You feel me? Yeah, man. So we're gonna catch y'all in the next one, man.
All right, peace.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, and don't forget to follow the podcast on all streaming platforms.